Today we are moving on to the next problem, that is problem number 3. As you have seen, we have worked problem number 1 and 2. This is an advanced problem where you are going to learn more in detail because you have a lot of information connected to average stock here. So you are going to learn about that in this problem. In this problem you have an profit and loss account and a balance sheet. So we have to use both the information for calculation of lot of information given here. All the information is not available in full. For that we have to go for some calculations, then we have to substitute the formula. In the previous two problems which we had all the information straight away and we have substituted and we have got the answers straight away. So here for example let us take first one, raw material conversion period, wherein we have average stock of raw materials and raw material consumption per day. In this problem we don't have the information about both of it, so which we have to calculate. For example, we will go for average stock of raw material. So calculation of average stock of raw material. For this we take opening stock of raw material plus closing stock of raw material divided by 2. So when we do opening plus closing divided by 2 of any stock, we are going to get an average. So I am taking here average stock of raw material. If you look at the problem, profit and loss account, in the beginning you have on the left hand side is the debit side, you have opening stock of raw material, and the closing stock is on the credit side of the profit and loss account divided by 2. You are going to get 15,000 rupees as average. So this 15,000, let me substitute here. Then we have to go for raw material consumption per day. So which is not available in the problem. That also we have to find out by calculating with the information available in the profit and loss account. So I will go for the second one. Calculation of raw material consumption. So for this we have to go for taking opening stock of raw material which is available in the profit and loss account as 14,000. Then we have to add purchase of raw material which is given on the debit side of profit and loss account 2,40,000. Then we have to deduct closing stock of raw material which is also given in the credit side of the problem. So closing stock of raw material is 16,000. So when we do this, we are going to get 2,38,000 as the value of raw materials consumed or raw material used. So which we have to substitute here, 2,38,000, and if nothing is given as I told, we have to take 365 days. So nothing is given here, 365 days if we take, we are going to get a value of 23 days as raw material consumption period. Then we will move on to the second one, working capital, work in progress conversion period. For that again we have to go for average stock of work in progress. So let us calculate the work in progress average here. It is also there in the problem given, work in progress opening stock, work in progress closing stock. So you have in the debit side 30,000, credit side 40,000. So divided by 2, you are going to get 35,000 as average stock of work in progress. So you are going to take here 35,000 rupees as average work in progress. Then we need here the total cost of production per day. Total cost of production is also not given in the problem, which we have to calculate. I'll go for one more calculation here for that purpose. Calculation of cost of production. So for that we have to take opening stock except finished goods. Finished goods should not be taken into consideration for the purpose of calculation of cost of production. Once it is finished goods, it is not a cost of production, it is the cost of goods sold, so it doesn't come therein. So we have to take that. We have opening stock of raw material, opening stock of work in progress. If you add both, you are going to get 14 plus 30, 44,000. Then we are going to add purchase of raw material, which we have taken earlier here, 2,40,000. Then we are going to add the wages. Wages is also a part of cost of production. It is there in the debit side of profit and loss account. Wages 25,000. Then you have manufacturing expenses also on the debit side of the problem given. So add all the four. You are going to get 3,24,000. Then less closing stock of all except finished goods. So finished goods should not be taken for closing stock also. If you add both, you are going to get 56,000. 16 plus 40,000. So it is going to be 56,000. So total cost of production is 2,68,000. Let us substitute here for formula number B. So you are going to get for that 48 days if you divide therein. So this is going to complete two formulas. Let us move on to the next formula, that is connected to finished goods conversion period. For that also we need average stock of finished goods. So similar to one we have done here, average stock, we will go for it. So average stock of finished goods. So if you take here, so opening stock of finished goods is 20,000. Closing stock of finished goods is 30,000. So 20 plus 30 divided by 2 is 25,000. So this 25,000 we are going to take it as average stock of finished goods. Then we have to find the next one, that is in the formula number 3, total cost of goods sold per day. That is also not available in the problem, which we have to find out. So how to find that? We'll move on to the next one here. Calculation of cost of goods sold. So cost of goods sold is sales less gross profit. Both information available in the problem given. So on the credit side you have sales as 3,20,000 rupees. On debit side you have a gross profit of 62,000 rupees. That gives cost of goods sold for you 2,58,000. So 2,58,000 is going to be the cost of goods sold. So we can substitute here. And when we calculate the value for formula number 3 or C, we are going to get 35 days. Then we will move on to the next one, that is RCP, that is connected to receivable conversion period. So accounts receivable is nothing but debtors, that is connected to the credit sales. Then we have to check in the problem given the receivables or debtors. So average debtors we have to find here. For that we have a clue in the problem given therein. That is the one not given. So opening debtors is given and the closing debtors is not given. So they say closing debtors is 4,000 more than opening debtors in the information given. So we will calculate the average debtors there. So closing debtors is equal to opening debtors plus 4,000, that is what they have given. So when we are trying to find here opening debtors, that will be closing debtors minus 4,000. So closing debtors is given in the balance sheet 52,000 minus 4, that is 48,000. So opening debtors is 48,000, closing debtors is 52,000. So we have to find an average for it. So average debtors is equal to 48,000 plus 52,000 divided by 2, that gives 50,000. So receivables average is 50,000. So then we have to find the sales. The entire sales will be taken here as sales therein. So 3,20,000 is the sales value. So that is given in the problem. So let me take the entire sales as the credit sales, because nothing is stated in the problem given therein. So that will give me the value of 57 days. So if I add all the current assets, so 163 days you are going to get. Then we have to go for the next one, that is average payables divided by net purchases per day. Net purchases is available for us 2,40,000. We have to find only average creditors. So average creditors, we have information there in the problem given. Opening debtors in the adjustments, opening creditors in the adjustment, closing creditors in the balance sheet. So 12,000 plus 42,000 divided by 2, that is 27,000. So I will take 27,000 here. So if I calculate, I am going to get here for the payable deferral period as 41 days. So 163 minus 41 is 122 days is the net operating cycle period. So this is going to complete problem number 3. Please look into the adjustments, how to calculate. This is more important, wherein all the information is not available which we are supposed to calculate.